Good day, folks. Everything new under the sun. This is going to be a short one. This is going to be a bit of a personal message and kind of a warning that you need to be prepared. And I'm not showing everything. I'm not video. I'm not recording everything for security purposes and for other reasons. I don't need to show everything, but I will tell you that I am getting prepared for power troubles, for energy troubles, for a significant increase in energy costs, including electricity and gas. And when those things skyrocket and when bills rack up and when food is very expensive, what are you going to be able to afford? What are you going to cut out? You're probably going to cut out your electricity, your gas consumption. You're going to probably try and buy food because that's going to be the most important thing to sustain you. But to have any sort of comfort level or to be able to do any normal thing, or maybe even hold a job from home, you're going to need some power. And that's going to be helpful for many reasons, for sanitation, for fresh water, all sorts of reasons why some extra power is going to help you. Now, so I'm working on a solar power array for the house. That won't power the whole house, but will power all the basics, including the well pump, which I have switched to run on 120 volts. And by the way, you can rewire your well pumps, most well pumps, to run on 240 or 120. And mine runs on a 120. And so that you can make that work if you have a smaller solar setup and you want to work with 120 volts. Once you go to 240 volts, it's kind of a whole another level of solar configuration setup and inverters needed and all sorts of extra complications. That being said, I want to bring to your attention that we have in Revelation 6 the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and of course all those verses there heading through the seals. But what I want to show you is we can use solar up until effectively verse 12, which comes after the four horsemen of the apocalypse. So chapter 6 starts with the first horse, the white horse, and goes through the seals, the four horsemen. And it goes right down to the fifth seal and all that, and the sixth seal here. Now, the opening of the sixth seal, I believe, effectively kicks off the wrath of God, and we are not destined for wrath. We will not be here for the wrath of God. We will be raptured out prior to the wrath of God, but we will be here for tribulation. So this fits in with what I understand as the timing of the rapture, a pre-wrath rapture. I consider it to be in the middle of the 7-year period because the abomination of desolation, when the Antichrist sits on the throne in the third temple, that's the red line. That's where God says, that's it. And then the wrath starts. And the four horsemen of the apocalypse are riding throughout that first 3.5 years. And we may have seen them start riding already. Certainly the warm-up of that, and with the famine, the economic troubles, the pestilence, and the various troubles with the viruses going around. The new big thing is monkeypox. I posted a comment in the community channel about that. Go check out Dr. John Campbell's video on monkeypox and the questions there. But back to the energy thing. While we are around, and I believe we will be around until the wrath of God. We will be removed when the wrath of God comes. And the wrath of God comes at the same time as the sun, at the same time as when the sun and the moon go dark. And I beheld, he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. The sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. That means if you have solar panels, and here's a good reason for it, there will be solar right up until the wrath of God comes. So it will be useful for that period of time. After that, it will be absolutely useless, but you and I won't be here if you know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, if you're saved through the blood of the Lamb. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Solar is a very good option, even a tiny amount of solar just to recharge some basic electronics, to have some communication. We can hardly live without electronics these days. You need communication at the very least. You can do other things for fresh water and not refrigeration, but keeping things cool. You can do a lot of things with electricity. but communication is hard if you want to gather intelligence about what's happening, so you can be prepared better for things. So solar panels. Now is the time, I think, as the electricity producers recognize that energy in every sector is increasing by leaps and bounds, 50, 60, 70% increases. Cost of a barrel of oil is only increasing. That they will start increasing electricity prices too. And as people switch to electric, many have. Heat pumps are the biggest thing where I am. The electric company is, of course, selling them and giving lots of deep discounts to get heat pumps and to get away from burning oil, as oil is the boogeyman with climate change and such. And so they want everybody on electricity. Come to find out, with gas and energy, oil increasing significantly, once everybody's switched over to electric and heat pumps and all these things in the name of climate change, the price of electricity is going to skyrocket. You watch this winter, it will skyrocket, and it will come to some sort of parity or ratio with other energy items like oil and gas. So this is why you need to be prepared now. People are not paying attention. They don't know this is coming. They are not paying attention. They're not recognizing it. Maybe their heads are in the sand. Maybe they don't want to recognize that eventually electricity has got to increase, and it is increasing in the U.S. And U.S. Power producers are already warning of rolling blackouts and increases in electricity costs. So now solar stuff is really cheap. Solar panels are really cheap. Solar equipment is really cheap. This is the time to get it now. This is probably your last chance before people really start saying, oops, maybe I should go and get some solar panels and basically get free energy, for all intents and purposes. Get a significant system. Get a 2,000 watt system, with a decent battery. You're going to have to spend some money, but there is a payback period, unlike a gas generator, where after 6 years or so, if you have a $3,000-4,000 solar array system, it will completely pay for itself in electricity savings after that, and then it's free energy, quite literally, after that period. You don't have to pay for anything anymore. You've got the hardware. Unlike generators, which never pay for themselves because you're always putting gas into them and always putting money into them, literally. Well, not literally in that case, but always putting money into them by way of paying for gas. So I highly recommend it. It's going to work until right up until the sun and the moon go dark, but at that point you and I don't care any further, because we're going to be raptured out of here, which happens, I believe, at the middle of the 7-year period, just before the wrath of God falls. So a little indicator about why it might be wise as a Christian to prepare with food, water collection systems, growing your own vegetables, networking with other neighbors and folks in the community who are like-minded. God gave you a brain. He didn't say you can stay at home and sit on your bottom and just trust on the Lord for all your requirements, your sustenance. No. After the Garden of Eden, man was sent into the wilderness to till the ground, and he has to do hard work to live from that period on. So you and I are expected to do hard work, and we're also expected to use our brains and be wise about these things and prepare. So go think about getting a solar array. It's an important thing. It's going to be usable, and it's if you get an off-grid one, not connected, not grid-tied. I do not recommend grid-tied by any stretch. Then it's something that the government won't be able to control, and would be one of the last things that they would ever come for. At the end of the day, when things get hard, they're going to have a real hard time controlling a completely off-grid solar system. And so there you go. That's my advice. That's my little comment to you for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.